Welcome to the HealthOne series of training videos on version 7.5 and in particular on the pregnancy module in 7.5 in this video. To find out what version of HealthOne you're on, you should click on Help and About. And in this case we're on version 7.5 and this version is being released in January 2015. I'm going to demonstrate some of the features in the new pregnancy module. So I'm going to open a patient, and immediately I notice that we have a new tab here called Pregnancy. And this tab is to the fore simply because this patient is pregnant now. If she wasn't pregnant, the normal highlighted tab, probably the Problem tab, would be available and visible on top. But the Pregnancy tab would still be available over here on the right. As you can see, you now have a view of the various pregnancies that this patient has had. Currently, she's due a baby on the 23rd of the 1st, 2015, and she's 34 weeks. I'm going to do a new consultation with her, and I'm going to do a maternity application and a maternity referral, and I'm going to enter her maternity number. So, you can filter these pregnancies by clicking this button here, which says Filter Transaction. And I can filter the transactions based on this pregnancy. As you can see, there are only two. This one, which is our first one, done in June, and the second one done in August 2014. If I click on this pregnancy, I can filter the transactions based on this pregnancy. Because when you start using this module, you will have lots of patients who are pregnant who have been recorded without using the new module. You will have to manually connect your pregnancy transactions to the new module. This is easy and done in another video. So let's get back to this. Let's undo the filtering. You can see you have various buttons up here which are explained in other videos, but I'll go through them quickly. This is for all your examinations. Your first one is an antenatal follow-up visit or a new pregnancy first visit. If you have a delivery, you would record it here, either you or your receptionist. If you have a miscarriage here from a report, you would put it in here, or your postnatal visits, you'd put it in here. This button here, on the other hand, are all the administrative tasks, such as the maternity application, the maternity referral, entering the maternity number, which the receptionist might do, to change the expected date of delivery based on the scan, to do a maternity claim and a payment. So the first thing I'm going to do with this patient is I'm going to do an antenatal. The patient comes in and I'm going to do a follow-up visit. And here I have a Mediform based on this pregnancy. It tells me automatically the LMP and the EDD, and the duration is 34 weeks. Today's date is the date of the consultation. I'm going to examine the patient and put in her weight. Now, as you can see, she's already been weighed in the past here, and the weight, she's been the same weight twice, and we have a little graph of the weight. So let's say she is 62 kilos. And we want to put in her blood pressure, and we want to have a look at our old blood pressures. We can hit the Control I or Item Analysis key, which is available to all items in HealthOne. You can see that her last systolic blood pressure was 129. And you can do that for any item. So we'll put it in as 120/68. We will say her urine is negative. I'm using the down arrow key here to take my associated list. My fundus, and I can again use the mouse if I wish, equals dates, or is not palpable, or I can manually write it in to be something like equals dates, which is 34 weeks in this case. Fetal heart sounds, I'm tapping down and using the down arrow key to say I can hear it. I can hear the fetal heart, and fetal presentation, the down arrow key is cephalic. So now I'll go down here and I'll write the patient as well, or any comments I like. The hospital I put in here, and as you can see it's pre-populated for me with some, and I can configure the hospital list by clicking on this button here, and I can add to this little database all the maternity hospitals I know. The maternity number is picked up here, but as you can see, this patient hasn't had a maternity number inserted for this particular pregnancy yet. So I'll just click OK, and your antenatal examination goes in as normal here as it always used to be. So now I am going to also do a maternity application on the spot while she's with me because it hasn't been done already. So I just click on this button here, maternity application, and I get a fast report of a maternity application form which is partly filled in already, and I can print that out and get the patient to sign it. You can also use the HealthOne document templates instead of the fast reports, and this will be configured in Tools Options, which is the subject of another video. So once I exit that, print it and exit it, it will ask me, do I want to record the fact that I've sent in the application for the maternity services, and I will say yes. In this case, HealthOne automatically goes back into the first antenatal for this pregnancy and types in pregnancy, maternity application and the date of the application. The reason for this is that I can now get a list of all my patients who I have sent in an application and who I haven't sent in an application, for example. Okay, while I'm at it, I am now also going to, I'm in this pregnancy, this consultation, I'm going to do the referral letter to the hospital. Again, just click on this button and I get another fast report with the letter for the hospital. These letters are obviously configurable by yourself. And you can use the templates that you've been using in the past if you wish. And I exit from that. And I now also, the last thing I'll do with this is I'll enter a maternity number, which we know hasn't been entered already. It's probably this turns up at the reception who get a letter from the HSE to say the maternity number is 222444, and I'd like to also enter the date that we received this maternity number. And I click OK, and again HealthOne automatically goes into the first transaction here and enters the date of the application. So I now have got a maternity number and the date I received the number, the date I applied, as it happens to both today in this case. But I've got all these dates so I can do a population analysis on this patient. And that is a look at an early pregnancy consultation using the new module. And that's the end of this recording. Thank you very much.